are back with round 5. We have got 2 of the big Cactuars going at it. Jenny versus Kiddie. Mono Water versus Mono Ice. This one should be a doozy. So Jack was just stuffing his face. Do give him 5 minutes. But in the meantime, nothing I think we're going to look to be out of the ordinary on either of these lists. Go with sort of a dominant sort of package here for Kiddie on the Mono Ice, with a Torgal and the Clive and Jill combo. And we're going straight for the Edward here. Really nice into the Mono Water, because obviously we do know that we're going to be playing Lena Leviathan at some point.
And I'm back.
And there he is. How was lunch? Good?
Delicious.
Bit upsetting for Jenny, obviously having to go into those free backups. Oh, hey, I don't have enough calories. You have enough.
Well, it's gone straight to bin.
Well, go with Sarah. Hopefully we're going to be able to try and curve these backups a little bit smoother now. Probably Gordon here would be my guess.
Oh, yep, so here comes the Gordon. So imagine, we've got 2 cards in hand. Depends what we've got in hand, whether we're happy discarding it.
I feel like draw 2, discard 1, and then next turn Luso would be great. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's exactly what we're doing. So what do we discard? Oh, and it's a Sarah. Great pull.
Nice.
Isn't that deck out?
So what have we got for James then? So Torgal, Armour and Path.
Oh.
Bish bash bosh.
Simple, concise, and to the point.
Now James is hoping to dig in and find a 5th backup so he can get a Kate Sith down.
Well, we're not going to Luso for Jenny either. We're just going straight for the realm and probably draw 2.
Yeah.
Although I'd be inclined to maybe get a Sahag and Chief set up and going, because that thing's pretty difficult to deal with. But we're not going to.
I'm going to get double draw. Probably just, know you're playing against ice, there is some discard. Let's just get as much in my hand as I possibly can.
Yeah, exactly that. Although we do want to try and get these backups sorted though as quickly as possible. That's why we figured we would have gone with the Luso. Because a 4th backup at the very least means that Ash kills probably most of the things in
Yeah,
West,
absolutely.
Right?
Tons on those EX bursts for sure. So I think from chatting to James about this matchup, he's running the Edward, he's also running Xenos to try and help slow Mono Water down, start picking things out of their break zone, so that it takes them longer to get to a Lena Leviathan turn. Obviously, we've seen the Edward grabbing it off the Emina. Do we have a Xenos?
Yeah, he's running it at 3 as well, so any sort of searcher would do the job for it, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no designated searcher for it. You can use Sail to try and get it. Looks like we've got a Renoa, we've got a Kurosame. We're paying for... Okay, Kurosame, and we're going to freeze the backups, I imagine, and then pass the turn. So here we go. So we're at 6 cards in break for Jenny. So we've got halfway to our Leviathan. Obviously, you need to be really careful. You don't want to get it in the break zone too soon, so that Edward will just rip it. And at what stage do you think about doing a proactive Lena? Oh my goodness.
Well, the thing is, as long as you get to the Lena, I suppose you could discard the Leviathan to play the Lena. That way, you can't lose the Leviathan, right? So.
And I think this is why we're seeing Mono Water be so strong, is that actually that's also not the only game plan, right? Like you've locked up on a bunch, you've got 4 monsters now. You've got plan B in the form of Witch the Fens.
Yeah. Again, though, like, if I'm Kiddie here, he's going after a couple of the summons. I don't hate it, but really you want to start focusing on these forwards because, I think, especially looking at Jenny's list here, there's not much more than maybe a Kidna that gets anything back, and I don't even think she's playing with that. One Echidna. So again, I'm more inclined to be going after the forwards because Lena cares most about that. So
yeah, well, I think Lena they're just water cards, right? And then you're not really targeting anything other than Leviathan with Lena, really.
You'd be surprised. I mean, these days, bringing back up an Ash or a or a Witch of the Fence, never terrible.
So, okay. Going for a Surge, just dulling the realm.
It's fine, I guess. I don't.
Yeah. Maybe we just want some board presence and just get our forward down. Okay, happy to see that Marlborough go.
I guess we just wanted to get to that fourth dull character to get the draw off the
Oh,
Crusader.
I see. Yeah, okay.
That makes more sense.
And now we hit the Xenos.
Here we go.
So the Xenos targets characters, which is probably why we didn't do summons. So yeah, the Ash and the Gao go, and then we discard a card from our hand.
Yeah, I suppose that the discard only goes once per turn, so...
The discard is once per turn.
Yeah, so I suppose waiting on the Aegir effect until after that.
Yeah, you definitely Edward on your opponent's turn, for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty rough for Jenny now. Because these forwards are a little bit chunky.
It is, but if she gets Witch of the Fence down, she's in a very strong position. It kills the Xenos, kills the Kurosame, kills the Surges. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, you're feeling pretty okay about the current board state for Jenny. It's not complete panic stations. Ooh, we've got a Leviathan. I wonder if I'm James now. I pull the trigger and remove.
Yeah, straight away.
Give you no window, and then Jenny discards before searching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kindly reminded her on that one. Sorry, I should also update the damage.
Yeah. So yeah.
I would, Adam saying that he favours water in this matchup. I would agree, but I think Kiddie has teched this ice deck because he was expecting a lot of mono water today.
Yeah, definitely. I still think the matchup is favoured in mono water's side. But I do think the mono ice, the changes that James has made, certainly help. So I think we're going to see. Going to see Yarg Rush come down. Interesting choice for Jenny. I'm assuming it's to try and switch off any sort of freeze effects. It stops James from doing a big Shiva turn where he does and freezes a bunch of things.
Yeah, but instead we are going to play the Ash and get rid of that Xenos. I don't hate that. Again, I think that's why we probably should have played the Luso rather than the Realm at that earlier stage, because then we would have been on our fourth backup and we wouldn't have had to have discarded that first Ash anyway. But Jenny is a master and people's champion of mono water, so she knows what she's doing. So,
and looks like we're going to go straight into Clive, and we're going to be priming. So,
discard block with Tomberry.
yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I assume James has maybe got a S effect in hand. In which case, after they animate the Tomberry, just kill the Tomberry.
Yeah, I mean, it seems overkill. Mm-hmm. And if I'm Jenny, I'm probably okay with that as well. I'd probably be quite happy with the waste of the S effect. Here we go. Are we going to pull the trigger on the Tomberry? Oh, we just going to... To be honest, I don't even hate taking the damage here. You're only on one.
Well, there's no point taking the damage because the realm just dies. So if you might as well block.
Yeah, very true, actually.
Oh. Looks like we're just going to throw a blue realm at it.
Interesting.
Kurosama's going to come in and draw a card. We are at 4 dull characters.
That one we will take by the looks of things.
It's the
Echidna. Okay, so no summon recursion for Jenny now.
I feel there's no reason not to swing with the Surges.
Yeah, right. You're either going to take another point of damage off them or remove something else.
So we're getting close. We're at 10 cards and breaks from Jenny, but let's have a look at her list. So we've seen 1 Leviathan get removed from game. She's only running 2, so she is now on the hunt for that second copy. And her timing needs to be crucial. She can't put it there too early and risk it getting taken away from it by an Edward.
To be honest, if I'd have had that in hand, I probably would have held it until I'd seen the Lena. Play the Lena first, that way you can't lose it, so...
Yeah, maybe we're just going to Renoa the Kurosame. Freeze the backups again.
Rough. Kiddie doing absolutely everything in his power to strip resources away from Jenny.
Yeah, just building a board, trying to keep things, slow the game down for her as best they possibly can. So, yeah, I definitely like the position that James is in right now. He's been the aggressor. He's managed to keep Mono Water off some of its major toys. Jenny just desperately needs a Witch of the Fens, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we drawn off the top then? So,
it's a tough one now for Jenny, because obviously, again, we're not really threatening any removal other than with the Tomber, and if Kiddie's got an answer to that, it's...
Well, James has the Laswell now, but unfortunately, with his Yarg Rosh coming down, he's going to have to target the Yarg Rosh.
Great play by Jenny. Nice to see that Yarg Rosh still floating around in decks.
I think it's a great tech slot. I think it's a one-off.
Yeah, especially for the amount of ice that we've been seeing this set, with the...
So, Juggler's going to come in. It's going to dull the Realm. And I assume we'll see us get a combat here. Kurosama's going to attack, draw a card.
This Kurosami putting in a lot of work for Kiddie.
Yeah.
It's the Lena. Oh.
Leviathan's going to come in. Do you chump with another blue one? Do you try and Tombury? Looks like Jenny does have the Witch of the Fens in hand.
It's like she doesn't want to give up whatever's in her hand as well. Cause
yeah, well, one of the copies is definitely Witch of the Fens.
No more Sahag and
no help on the EX Burst. And I feel like James... I feel like a Kate Sith right now is really puts you in a really commanding position. He's thinking about it. It's whether he leaves the Edward up still. The thing is, Jenny needs to see exactly both copies of Lena Leviathan. She's one copy of Lena is now removed from game in damage zone. One copy of Leviathan is removed from game from Edward.
Yeah, and we have the exact sort of number that we have there. We need one more. Sorry, we got the 12. We just, as you say, we need to see the Lena Leviathan combo. Is that too much? I mean, we even if we see a Witch of the Fens right now, I don't think it's really going to help because we just don't have the monsters there. I would love to see what's in Jenny's hand just to know why we didn't try the Tomberry.
Well, I've definitely seen one Witch of the Fens, and yeah, here we see Kate Sith. So just thinking about what cards we're going to be getting rid of. So it's LB3, so you've got to pick 3 things. I imagine Luso is definitely going to be one of them. Probably a Victoria, because you're normally running 2 Victorias. And there's the Kate Sith. What are those face down cards in front of James?
I think they were the rest of his LB deck.
So you're going to discard. And looks like she's discarded. I can't quite see that. I think that's a Cuchulain, maybe. So keeping the Witch of the Fens as the last card in hand. Yeah, James in a really strong position right about now.
Yeah, Jenny digging for a miracle.
Frozen out of her backups again. This Kate Sith coming in clutch this late stage of the game.
Well, that's it. I mean, just taking turns away from your opponent seems to be the big name of this game.
Yeah. What a great response to this sort of tricky matchup that James has done with these tech cards. It's been really, really good to see. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this Kurosame. I think, we've already seen the value it's generated James this game, just drawing at least 3 cards just off the Kurosame alone and freezing your backups out twice.
Well, that was it. You had the Kurosame getting the draws, and even that Xenos just doing 2 discards across the 2 turns was massive. So
yeah, and Jenny finally pulling the trigger on playing this Witch of the Fens. And yeah, we're in a really sticky situation because we've got 1 card in hand. Unfortunately, I was going to say, do we just Victoria? But actually, we can't Victoria now because Sergius and Kate Sith have both been cast. So do you believe that locks us out of doing a Victoria? Otherwise, I'd be like slamming down a Victoria, killing this Witch of the Fens. Yeah. Jill, don't freeze.
Kill it on the stack. I think you have to.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't really help.
Yeah, what do you kill? Just gonna take it.
Wow.
Paying the lightning. So Jenny has 1 card in hand. James has 1 card in hand. So there's going to be no end of turn triggers as it stands. But James has 6 attackers.
Yeah, lethal. Thy name is in Kiddie's hands.
Yeah, so probably see maybe you do the Ifrit first, I think. So it looks like as we're going to combat, we're going to get some which the Fens shoots here. So probably shoots Kurosame.
Well, at least stops the draw.
Yep.
But I think at this point, damage done, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Lightning will have haste, right?
Was it Abkalu we sacked for the?
Yeah.
I feel like we attack with Ifrit. At the very least, let Jenny decide. Well, Jenny has to then sort of either block with the Realm or then do the Tomberries. She really can't risk going to 0 cards in hand animating this Tomberry though, because otherwise this Lightning could be causing damage. And Mulbro on damage. Kate Sith coming in. It's going to put Jenny to 6 at the moment, so she's currently at 5. It's really it's difficult to see. Looks like that was a Alchemist backup. So we're now at 6.
Yeah, Adam asking, why haven't we primed here with the Jill? I kind of agree here. We probably could have just killed off this Witch of the Fens.
Yeah. The thing is, I think this is probably game over now because, if you block with the Renoa, you can block with Tomberry and then you can 7k something, but the thing you have to 7k is the Renoa. So, yeah, our sequencing is a little bit off now because we've still got Ifrit and Lightning. So, Lightning's going to attack. Ifrit's going to attack, sorry.
It doesn't matter though.
Have to block with Tomberry.
Yeah.
Have to block with Tomberry. Puts us at 0 cards in hand.
Yeah, this is true. We can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Puts you 0 cards in hand. And then Lightning. I mean, Lightning hasn't attacked yet anyway. Lightning does have haste because James is at 2 or less cards in hand.
Yeah.
It's game either way. So yeah, pretty well played from James here, turning what is a tricky matchup into quite a commanding victory.
I suppose that if all else fails as well, we can still prime, get the potential.
Yeah,
break.
prime main phase 2.
Yeah, and then discard for win, which will set off the Lightning. Right?
It won't. No.
No.
So if you prime into Shiva and the Shiva discard happens at end of turn, as does the Lightning. Okay, I shall be back in 1 second.
Jacko just being called for a rules question, so he's stepping away. So we've discarded. We're going to block with the Tomberry. That will kill the Ifrit. Okay, but instead. Yeah, I don't think there was any way out of that for Jenny. Kiddie taking a really commanding win there. Interesting techs in that deck to deal with water. Really well played all round. I don't think he never had it, to be honest. But I believe we've got time for interview on that one. So guys, if you give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. I will go get Kiddie and we'll have a chat. Oh, we are back with the drunken master and winner of round 5 himself, Mr. Kiddie, man. That you just didn't seem to have a problem there with Mono Water whatsoever.
I thought I would have had a bigger problem than I did, but after a few rounds of testing against Mono Water, I realised if you do not have, because how prevalent Mono Water is as a deck as a whole, if you don't have the break zone removal, you are not going to have a chance. So Edward and Xenos were necessary. They were necessary to come in the deck, and they helped with other matchups as well, but that was the primary focus. But chatting to Jenny about that, Kurosame just put in so much work that game.
I think it drew 5, I think, in the end. But there was a combination of things. I mean, again, it was the double turn of discards off of the Xenos using Edgar as well. Obviously removing the Leviathan right away.
Yep. As soon as I saw that, I was like, nope, get that out of here.
Yeah, and as you say, multiple draws. And then, again, that Kate Sith seemed to be perfectly timed as well. Absolutely brutal. Is this particularly one of your worst matchups then?
It's one of the harder ones. So the way I've built the deck is that you accept you're going to lose Chaos. It's a write-off. The matchup's horrible. Just ignore it. There's no point, and this is just good advice in general, there is no point putting specific cards into a matchup to make it slightly better at the detriment of everything else. You just accept that you're going to lose the matchup and save those slots for what are more important cards against the wider field as a whole. And Mono Water, I thought that would be hard, and Jenny was very unlucky that she didn't see her Witches. I think Witches are probably the key card in this matchup, and she didn't see any till right to the end, so that definitely helped. Kurosawa would not have lived nearly as long as it did had a Witch been present, but sometimes you just get the right draws at the right time. I'm still annoyed she wouldn't let me Lightning to end the game.
Oh, we were thinking, yeah, because it's a Jill Prime main phase too, right?
Or just Victoria.
Oh, that, yeah. I'm very shocked, though, because... do you feel, I mean, obviously being on the other side, if it's sticking around for so long was pretty good, do you think that maybe she should have Tom-berried and took that block a little bit sooner?
Potentially, but then the dual coin of Tonberry is that you want it for Witch, so it could well be that she was holding out hoping she would get a Witch of the Fens and you can save yourself a card potentially.
But then, I suppose on the other side of that, she sacrificed all the blue worms to jump instead.
Yes.
So,
and then you're running out of ammo at that point. Yeah. And I think at that point it is the correct. Maybe she should have sent the Tonberry first, because if you're not seeing the Witch, don't sacrifice the blue worm ammo before the Tonberry. I think what you're saying, it does kind of make sense.
Yeah. So, what's your scores now at this point?
4-1. We should be there. All things going well, and our only loss has been Chaos. So I've been very happy with how the deck's played today, and I've enjoyed playing it. I said it on Thursday. Mono Ice Primals is just a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, I've even built it myself. You know me, I don't play Mono Ice, so yeah.
It's not so much the usual ice detrimental. So, and you know what? It feels like a fire deck, which is it actually does feel like a fire deck, which is why I feel so comfortable with it. But having seen Steve's initial list and then taken that and just made some changes here and there, it feels very comfortable, and it doesn't feel like it bricks, but it feels like you're always going to draw into what you need to draw. Yeah,
and your backup line seemed awfully consistent as well, you know, so obviously you've still got... Are you doing... Because something that Jack did with his was Snow and a Sarah?
So there's the one Lightning, and that's the only Snow target. Right. You've got Totos to get the Lightning back later. You could go 2 Lightning. I was and ahhing it right before, but... Space is tight. Space is very tight, and you do have some decision trees that you do have to make. But in terms of backup, the backup's like 80% straightforward, and then the rest is dealer's choice. Like your 3 Eminers, your 3 Torgles are necessary, and then after that, I went with 2 Jugglers. I love Juggler, but I cut 1 for an Arcanist because a little birdie told me there was a 4-cost deck running about somewhere.
There is, and there's also a couple Giga Walls as well.
There is, and Arcanist saves lives. You want cards that saves lives. Juggler helps with other certain aggro decks. G-Delise is just a very good card in general, and I'm forgetting some... Edward. You need Edward for...
Yeah. Your water matchup.
It helped... my first round was 4-color walls, and within 5 turns, all 3 Refias were gone.
I mean, all right then. Well,
and then, especially with that matchup, you can never play Kurosame while there is a Refia threat, because they'll just reactivate everything you freeze. As soon as all 3 Refias are gone, Kurosame can come down and start doing what you want him to do.
Nice. So I think we can probably safely say you're going into the next one guaranteed to make top cut if you win. I think X2s might make it, like a couple
I did a quick calculation. In theory, providing we get no draws, 4 X2s should make it.
I think a lot of draws that we were supposed to have had today ended up doing the gentlemanly thing. And
I respect it. Everyone should have the option. I mean, that's another conversation for another time, but it's a Christmas tournament. Have fun, folks. We're here to have a blast. Get a beer, for crying out loud.
Well, on that cheery and festive note, guys, we're going to be right back, and we'll be with you with the 6th and final round of Opus. So back to the show.
To the bar!